Hi, welcome to Dr. Zakir Math. East or West, Dr. Zakir Math YouTube channel is the best. Most of you are watching without subscribing. My dear numerical method students, please subscribe, like and comment all the videos which I post in the channel. Either it can be numerical or calculus 1 or 2 or 3 or differential equations, whatever it may be, right? Today we start a very important topic for MA 301, which is partial differential equations, right? In this I'm going to do today Laplace equation. Before solving, I will first clearly show you the classification of partial differential equations. Then I will explain why Laplace equation is elliptic, something like that. After that, we are going to solve a 16 square mesh grid problem with 9 internal unknown values of u using Liebmann iteration process or iteration process. This is the method used to solve problems involving temperature, voltages, potential functions and steady state behavior. So Laplace equation applications are everywhere in the real world of engineering. Okay, right. So for example, in chemical engineering, we'll be using in diffusion and steady state concentration process. Then for electrical engineering and electronics engineering, we'll use for electrical potentials. And for mechanical engineering, most, you can say heat conduction and stress analysis. So stay with me till the end and don't forget to subscribe before solving this question. Let's begin. Classification of second order partial differential equations. Right. So what is the general second order partial differential equation, which is A into dou square u by dou x square plus B into dou square u by dou x dou y plus C into dou square u by dou y square plus D into dou u by dou x plus E into dou u by dou y plus Fu equal to 0, right? Usually you find dou square u by dou x square as difficult. So let me write this equation in different model. That's the same. Uxx plus b times uxy plus c times uyy plus d times ux plus e times uy plus f times u equal to 0. What is uxx? Second order partial derivatives with respect to x. This is uxy, second order, first with respect to x, next with respect to y. Similarly, this one, second order partial derivative with respect to y, both. This is first order partial derivative with respect to x, first order partial derivative with respect to y, and this is a function equal to 0, right? What do you mean by A, B, C? A, B, C, D, E, F. Suppose if it is G, it is non-homogeneous, but it is a homogeneous equation, you can say like that. So leave it that matter. Let us keep it equal to 0 only, right? A, B, C, D, E and F are functions of x and y. Okay, right. Now this equation is said to be number 1, elliptic. Said to be what? Number 1, elliptic. Okay. Number 2 is parabolic. Number 2 is what? Parabolic. Number 3 is hyperbolic. What is first one? Elliptic, parabolic and hyperbolic. These are the 3 chapters given in your syllabus. So we are going to study elliptic, parabolic and hyperbolic. When do you say this second order partial differential equation is elliptic? If b square minus 4ac is less than 0. When do you say this second order partial differential equation is parabolic, which is b square minus 4ac equal to 0? Again, when do you say the given second order partial differential equation is hyperbolic? B square minus 4ac is more than 0, that is greater than 0, right? So in this classification, we are studying how many types? Elliptic, parabolic and hyperbolic. Clear everybody? Right. So first chapter we are going to do is elliptic equation, right? In the elliptic equation, we are going to do 2 equations. What are they? One is Laplace equation. One is what? Laplace equation, which will be coming in this video. And the second one is Poisson's equations. Poisson's equation. Both the equations are elliptic. Both the equations are what? Elliptic. So Laplace equation you already studied in calculus 3. What is that? Dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square equal to 0. In simple way, uxx plus uyy is equal to 0. Now this equation I wanted to show you, it is an elliptic equation. Just compare this equation with the general equation. If I compare, what are the terms you have? Uxx and uyy. Just compare with uxx. So uxx and uy is there. It means what? A is 1, C is 1. So A is equal to 1 and C is equal to 1 and B is equal to what? 0. Why B is equal to 0? Because there is no uxy term in the given equation. So now calculate b square minus 4ac. So b square minus 4ac is equal to, right, b square, which is 0 square, minus 4 into a into 1, which is equal to negative 4. Negative 4 is what? Less than 0. Therefore, Laplace equation is called as what? Elliptic equation. Similarly, I will show you Poisson's equations in the next video, right? Let's go to the first question, right? Solve Laplace equation uxx plus uyy is equal to 0 by Liebmann's iteration process with side 4 units. Given that u of 0 comma y is equal to 0, u of 4 comma y is equal to 12 plus y, u of x comma 0 is equal to 3x, u of x comma 4 is equal to x square. X and y varies from what? 0 to 4, right? By dividing the square into 16 square mesh of side 1 unit. How many square mesh you have to create? 16. Mesh means like this, okay? Square values. Obtain the values of u. So what is the question? Find the values of u at the 9 interior pivotal points. You are going to calculate at 9 interior pivotal points. Give your answer for 1 decimal place. Because 9 values, you're going to iterate so many times, so it takes lot of time. That's why I mentioned what? 1 decimal place. But in the book, it is given 2 decimal place. Is it okay? Right. Because he is using MATLAB program in the book. For us, manually we are doing, so it needs lot of time. Right. So let's go to the solution. Right. So what is given? Laplace equation del square u equal to 0, which is uxx plus uyy is equal to 0. So what are the details given? So the details which is given is u of 0 comma y is equal to 0 and u of 4 comma y is equal to 12 plus y and u of x comma 0 is equal to 3x and u of x comma 4 is equal to x square. What are the values? The values are 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 4, 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 4, 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4 and 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to divide the square into 16 square mesh of side 1 unit. Okay, so and then I'm going to start finding the values of this 1 decimal place values, right? So let me draw a simple square. So this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis, right? So let me call this is 1. I'll make it equal space so that it's easy for you. So if I call this as this one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, up to here I will go so that it is easy for you to calculate, right? So this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3 and this is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Let me close it here. Okay. Right. Straight line. Sorry. Straight line. Okay. Right. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Right. Look here. X is equal to 0. The temperature value is what? 0. X is equal to 0 means what? Y-axis line. Right. And this is your x-axis line. You know very well. X-axis is what? Y equal to 0. And y-axis line is what? X is equal to 0. So when x is equal to 0, the temperature is what? 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, right. And when x is equal to 4, x is equal to 4 is what? This line. This is x. This is what? Y equal to 0, right? And this is what? X equal to 0. So x is equal to 4 is the last line, right? This is the line x is equal to 4, right? So when x is equal to 4, the function is what? 12 plus y. So this is y equal to 0. So you will get what? This one 12 and put y is equal to 1. This is 13. Put y is equal to 2. This is 14. Put y is equal to 1, which is y is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Y is equal to 4, 16, right? So put y is equal to 1, it is 12. Put y is equal to 2, it is 14, right? And put y is equal to 3, 12 plus 3 is 15, right? So 12, 14, 15, 16, right? And then this is over. When t is equal to, sorry, not t, y is equal to 0. Then y is equal to 0 means what? X-axis line, right? This one. So when y is equal to 0, it is 3x. Here also I'm going to make 1, okay, 2, right? And then 3, right? So what is the function given? It is 3x is given. When I put x is equal to 1, this is 3. When I put x is equal to 2, this is 6. X is equal to 3, it is 9. And x is equal to 4, it is going to become what? 12, right? Y is equal to 0. When I put this one, 12 plus y, x is equal to, this is 12 plus y, x is equal to 0, this is 12. And this is 13, sorry, this is 13, right? Because this is the line x is equal to what? Y is equal to 0, this is y is equal to 1, right? This is y equal to 0, y equal to 1, y equal to 2, and y equal to 3, and y equal to 4, right? I don't want to confuse with the values with the temperature values, because you will take the values from the y and x. So try to put only the temperature values, okay? This is 16. So this is 12. And the next one is when y is equal to 4, the top line is x square. So when x is equal to 1, this is 1. When x is equal to 2, this is 4. When x is equal to 3, this is 9. X is equal to 4, this is 16. Okay, right, finished. So we're going to call this is u1, u2, u3, u4. This is not u4. This is u4, u5, u6, u7, u8, u9, because this is the boundary value. Okay. So all these 9 points I'm going to calculate. Okay, right. So now all the 9 points I'm going to calculate using what? Using what? Using which idea I'm going to find out? Liebmann iteration process or Liebmann iteration process. Right. So this I created, but still I wanted to create here and then create this one, because you'll be watching this one while you're creating. So let me decrease the size so that the picture will come as very nice. Right. So let me draw again the 4 square mesh in a simple way so that I can calculate all the values here. Right. So it is 1, 2, and then 3. Right. So it is not equal. Sorry. So it is equal. Okay. 1, 2, and then 3. Okay. This also I'll cancel it. And then I'll make this one. Okay. And then this one. Okay. This also I'll cancel it. This also I'll cancel it. Okay. Okay. Right. So let me write all the values once again, which I calculated, which is this is 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, which I calculated now. 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. And these values are, which is 13, which is 14, which is 15, and 16. And these temperature values are 0, 0, 0, right? And these values are 1, 4. This is x square, 1, 4, 9. Okay, right. Now what we are going to do, we are going to calculate this interior points. This is u1, u2, u3, u4, u5, u6, u7, u8, u9. Now I'm going to introduce two formulas. One is SFPF, standard 5-point formula, and diagonal 5-point formula. Standard means remember this arrow mark plus. Okay. Diagonal means you remember this arrow mark so that it's easy to remember. Right. So now I'm going to give you the procedure. Step number 1 is U5. You're going to find out standard 5-point formula. Only it is must clear. Standard 5-point formula only U5. So U5, I'm going to calculate the average value, which is 1 by 4 bracket open. Right. So 1 by 4 of U5, standard 5-point formula. So you look at you just make your hands left, right. That's it. So U5, I'm going to calculate like this. It's a standard 5-point formula. This is your U5. So this one and this one, and directly you go here, this one, and directly you go here, this one. So what you are going to get, which is 0 plus 4 plus, 0 plus 14. 0 plus 14 plus 4 plus 6. Okay, right. This you can calculate in the calculator, which is 6. Now, this is the first step. Step number 1. Step number 2 is you're going to find out odd values u1, u3, u5, u7. You're going to calculate these points. First is what? u5. Second is u1, u3, u5, u7. All these things you are going to calculate using DFPF. DFPF means diagonal 5-point formula. Standard 5-point formula. Standard 5-point formula. Diagonal 5-point formula. Standard 5-point formula. Diagonal 5-point formula. SFPF, SFPF, DFPF. Okay. So now u1 you are going to calculate using u1 equals. You are going to use what? The diagonal. Diagonal means what? This is the point. So you're going to create this value and then this value plus this value plus this value. Right? The immediate value you take it. u5 just now we calculated. So which is 1 by 4 bracket open. u1 which is what? 6, which is this value u5, right? So this is 6 plus and then 0 plus 4 plus 0. 4 plus 0. This you're going to calculate by the calculator, which is 2.5. Next, u3 is equal to 1 by 4 bracket open. u3, this is the u3 point, right? So u3 you're going to use diagonal 5-point formula. This one and this one, this one and this one. Okay, right. So which is equal to 1 by 4 of, so we are going to go out u3, which is 6. This is u5, right? So let me go for left side. 14 plus 4 plus and then 6. u5 6 plus 16, which is equal to 10. Right. Next I'm going to calculate u5, which is 1 by 4 of, 1 by 4 of, not sorry, u5 is already calculated. So we're going to calculate what? u7. Right. We are going to calculate u7. So which is 1 by 4. This is your u7. So this side and this side and this one and this one. Diagonal 5-point formula. So which is 0 plus 6. Right. 0 plus 6 plus 6 plus 0, which is equal to 3. Next u9 I'm going to calculate 1 by 4 of, this is your u9 temperature, right? So you're going to calculate this point and this point and this one and this one, right? So in this way, what we are going to calculate? u5. u5 is how much? Which is 6 plus 12 plus 6 plus 13, right? 6 plus u9, 14, sorry. 6 plus 14, which is equal to 9.5. So we calculated u1, u3, u7, u9. Again, I'm telling all these things are rough values of u. Still, we didn't enter into iterations. Keep in your mind. So rough values of u only we are calculating. Next, we are going to calculate u2, u4, u6, u8. We are going to calculate. For this also, I need a picture. So quickly, I draw the picture by just stopping the video. Right, now I'm going to calculate step number 3. Step number 3 is I'm going to calculate u2, u4, u6, u8. All these things, even values, I'm going to calculate using SFPF. What again I'm telling, first step is u5, which is SFPF. Then u1, u3, u5, u7, diagonal 5-point formula. Diagonal means remember like this, okay? And standard 5-point formula means you remember like this, right? So we are going to calculate u2. And u4 and then u6 and then u8 we are going to calculate, which is 1 by 4, which is 1 by 4, 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. So this u2 you're going to create this 1 plus u6 plus 9 plus u4. The immediate u6 value you have to take it. So 1 by 4, which is 2.5 is u1, right? So u1 standard, sorry, it's not diagonal, sorry, diagonal. It is standard 5-point formula. So u1 and then u3, then u4 and then u5. What is your u1? u1 is 2.5. So u1 is 2.5 plus your u3 is 10. So u3 is 10 plus, then this is 4 plus u5 is 6. Clear? So in this way, we are going to create all u4, u6, u8 using diagonal 5-point formula. Immediate values you take it. Okay, right. Let me calculate after that. First I will write u4. So u4 is 0 plus u5 plus u7 plus u1. So u4 is 0 plus u5 is 6 plus, and then next is u1. u1 is the nearest to 1, which is your nearest one is u1 is what, 2.5. So u1 is 2.5 plus, and then it is u7. u7 is the last one which we calculated, which is 3. So which is 3 equals u6, u5, and then 14 plus u3 plus u9. Okay, right. So which is 1 by 4, which is 6 plus 14 plus 10 plus 9.5. Okay, right. 9.5 just we calculated from u9. Okay, next. u8 is u7 plus u9 plus u5 plus 6. Okay, so which is equal to what? Which is 6 plus 3 plus 9.5. So when I put in the calculator, this is 5.6, this is 2.9, and this is 9.9, and this is 6.1. So we all calculated now what? u1, u2, u3, u4, u5, u6, u7, u8, u9. These are all called what? Rough values of u. What this called? Rough values of u. Now only we are going to start first iteration, right? So all the iterations now, step number, it is 3 is finished. Now 4. Keep in your mind all the iterations means iteration 1, 2, 3, 4, everything goes with only standard 5-point formula. Just your hands left side, right side, up and down, something like exercise. You are standing here. So you are going to use only standard 5-point formula. Whenever there is a situation coming, you take the immediate value of u. Suppose u1 is needed, you take from the previous step. Suppose if it is already available in the same step, take it. If not, go to the previous step. Okay, right. So I'm going to calculate u1, which is equal to this formulas. You keep it. I'm going to write in a very short manner because first iterations, you just write the formula. For the following iterations, use this formula. Don't write it again, only just use the calculator. Okay. So u1 equals 1 by 4 bracket open. So all are standard 5-point formula. 0 plus u2 plus 1 plus u4, right? So 0 plus u2 plus 1 plus u4, right? So u2 equals 1 by 4 bracket open, right? Same manner, which is u1 plus u3 plus 4 plus u5, okay, right? So which is u1 plus u3 plus 4 plus u5, okay, right? Now u3 equals 1 by 4 bracket open. What is u3? u3 is u2 plus 15 plus 9 plus u6, okay, right? So which is u2 plus and 15 plus what I said 9 plus u6. Now u4 is equal to 1 by 4 bracket open. u4 0 plus u5 plus u1 plus u7, right? So u4 is 0 plus u5 plus u1 plus u7. Similarly, u5 is equal to 1 by 4 u4 plus u6 plus u2 plus u8, okay? Then u6 is equal to, right, 1 by 4 bracket open, u5 plus 14 plus u3 plus u9. And u7 is equal to 1 by 4 0 plus u8 plus u4 plus 3. Let me recollect again. u7 I'm putting in the mind. u7 0, u8 3, u4. 0, u8 3, u4, correct. Now u8 is equal to 1 by 4 bracket open, u7 plus u9 plus u5 plus 6. I'm just recollecting the mind, I'm writing. But for you, picture should be nearby. 1 by 4 u8 plus 13 plus u6 plus 9. You see here u9. u8 plus 13 plus u6 plus 9. Yes, same thing, right? u6 plus 9. Yes. Now keep this as a formula, okay? Don't touch anything in this formula. Only thing is you try to put in the calculator all the values, okay? So 1 by 4, let me use another color. So let me reduce the size also so that I wanted to finish in the same page, right? So 1 by 4 bracket open, 0 plus, what's your u2? The nearest value u2 is what? 5.6. So you take it as 5.6 plus, and then 1 plus, what is your u4? u4 is the nearest one. Nearest one is 2.9. So plus 2.9, which is equal to, if I put in the calculator, I have to put it. So if I put in the calculator, I'll get 2.4. Next, which is equal to 1 by 4, u1 is coming. See, nearest to 2.4 is there. So take this 2.4. plus u3, is it available in the same step? No. So go to the previous step. What is this u3? u3 is coming from the step number 2, which is 10. So which is equal to 10 plus u4. So what is your u4? 4 plus what is your u5? u5 from the first step, which is 6, right? Which is equal to, I got it as 5.6. Next, this is 1 by 4 bracket open. u2 nearest value you take it, which is 5.6 plus 15 plus 9 plus u6, take it from the previous step, which is 9.9. So which is 9.9 is equal to what? Which is u3. So 1 by 4 plus 5.6 plus 15 plus 9 plus 9.9, which is equal to 9.9. So next is 1 by 4 bracket open, 0 plus u5. u5 is 6 plus u1 from this step, okay, 2.4 plus u7 from the previous step. So from the previous step, u7 is 3. I remember, I think so. Let me recollect because I'm also not remembering. u3 is u3 or u6, sorry. u4, u7 is here, odd values, it's 3, right? Yes, correct. So which is u4 is equal to, I got 2.9 in the calculator, which is equal to 1 by 4. u4 is 2.9 plus u6, which is equal to 9.9 plus 5.6 plus 6.1. So which is equal to 6.1. Now u6 is equal to 1 by 4 bracket open, and your u5, u6 2.9, u5 is 6.1, right? This is 2.9, 9.9, and 5.6, 2.4, 2.4, 5.6, 9.9, 2.9, and 9.9, okay, 2.9, 6.1. I'm just recording in the mind, okay? So u6 I need to calculate, right? So u6 is, which is 6.1 plus u14 plus this is 9.9 plus 9.5, which is equal to 9.9. Now u7 is 1 by 4 bracket open, 0 plus u8 is 6.1 plus 2.9 plus 3, which is equal to 3.0, which is 1 by 4 bracket open, u7 is 3 plus u9 is 9.5, and this is 6.1 plus u5 is 6.1. Why 6.1? Because you see here, this value, this before in the initial stage it was 6, now it's 6.1. So this 6.1 you are going to put it, plus 16 or 6, I think 6 is equal to 6.2. u9 is equal to 1 by 4 bracket open, 6.2, this value, plus 13 plus u6, I think 9.9, u6 is 9.9, yes, correct. And then 9, if you close this one, u9 is equal to what? 9.5. So all these values you got it. This is your first iteration, right? Let me put a line and then I go for the second iteration. In the second iteration, you are going to use only the calculator. Keep in your mind, you are not going to write anything in the paper. So just you write u1 is equal to, take this formula, okay? So what you are going to write, which is 1 by 4, right? And in the calculator, 1 by 4, you write 0 plus and u2, which is 5.6, okay? And then plus 1 plus u4. u4 is the nearest one, this one, 2.9, okay? Right. So which is equal to what? 2.4. In this way, u2 you will create, which is 5.6. Check it out. u3 is 9.9 and u4 is 2.9 and u5 is 6.2 and u6 is 9.9 and u7 is 3.0, u8 is 6.2, u9 is 9.5. The nearest value. So look at these values, first iteration and second iteration. Look at the values of first and second iteration, right? So 2.4, okay. 5.6, okay. 9.9, okay. 2.9, u4 is 2.9 is okay, right? And u5 is 6.1. This value is not matching, 6.2 and this is 6.1, right? Next is 9.9 is matching, okay, and 3.0 is also matching, okay. Then 6.2 is matching and 9.5 is also matching. all the values are matching except the u5 value. Even if the one value is not matching, you have to do the next iteration. Keep in your mind. So third iteration, I'm going to do it. Use the same formula. Take the nearest value. Nearest value means if it is available in the same iteration, take it. If not, go to the previous one. So I'm using this one, same value, which is I get 2.4 and u2 is equal to I get 5.6 and u3 I got 9.9. Okay. u4 I get 2.9. Then u5 I got 6.2 and u6 I got 9.9 and u7 I got 3 and u8 is 6.2, u9 is 9.5. Let me check my u.5. Wow, nice. 6.2. So 2.4, 5.6, 9.9, 2.9, 6.2, 9.9, 3, 6.2, 4.5. Again, I'm telling, in the exam, you just keep the paper in a horizontal way. Keep it like this. And in one side, that is the opposite side, the previous paper, the back side of the previous paper, you draw this square mesh. Okay. And in one paper, you make your iterations, this formula on the left side and first iteration. It may not converge in the third also, fourth also, fifth also. Keep in your mind. So for keeping again and again, you just make use of this one. Okay, right. So clear all of you. In this way, your temperature values are what? U1 2.4, 5.6 and this is 9.9. Okay. Then 2.9 and then 6.2, 9.9, 3, 6.2, 9.5. Okay. Right. So in this way, we are finishing this Liebmann's iteration process. Okay, all of you. Right. Alhamdulillah, we have successfully classified the PDEs and identified the Laplace equation as an elliptic PDE and solved a 16 square mesh using the Liebmann's iteration. I hope this step-by-step explanation gave you full clarity on how internal values of U are calculated in engineering problems. If you learned something today, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Tell me in the comments if you want more problems in Laplace. Okay, I'll prepare more engineering focused examples, right? Inshallah. See you in the next video. Until then, it's bye from Zahir. Bye-bye.